So a few of you have been asking me in conversation about the best length of a video, and I'm also going to include webinars in this. So if I say video, think live stream, think webinar too, because the truth is at the moment there are lots of businesses that are used to doing face-to-face stuff that are now having to pivot their business to do things online. For some of you, you've already been doing webinars for some time, so you're just continuing as you were. For some of you, webinars are a bit newer to what you offer. So you're now thinking, well, what's the best length of time for a webinar? I get asked this question all the time when I work closely with people. Things like, how long should the webinar be? What time of day should I run it? What's the best way to advertise it, or things like that. And this video is specifically to answer the question. So the first thing that, it might be stating the obvious here, but the first thing to know is the reason I'm speaking about this is I'm a visibility specialist. I help you to stand out predominantly in 3 ways, which gives a 4th benefit. One is through video, not scripted, teleprompted studio videos, but what I call videos on the go, mouth, arm and phone, that helps people know more about your business, the things you do, how you help them. The second way in which I help people are through presentations. Quite often, especially when you're a business, you have to give some form of presentation that ultimately sells your services, sells your things that you sell in your business, your proposition or something like that. So presentations are really important. And let's face it, no one really likes to be pitched. The only people that think that people like to be pitched are those people that think that they're the types of salespeople that can blag it and just talk somebody into a corner. And then the third way is through speaking. Now, I would normally include public speaking on this, but while I'm shooting this video, we are in lockdown, so public speaking isn't happening. But you might speak on other people's stages, online stages like podcasts, like interviews, you might be on an interview series, you might be on an online conference or event, you might even be speaking on TV or radio, all of which I have done, okay? So those are the ways in which I help you to stand out, especially in this topic of video webinar. The 4th benefit of all of those things is really that people sell themselves. They sell their ideas, their concepts, their products, their services. So as a kind of happy accident or happy result of those 3 things, people sell themselves well. So the first thing that I come across when people talk to me about webinar and video is actually there's a fear for many of putting themselves out there. You might be worried about what people perceive of what you do. You might be worried about whether you actually look any good on camera. You might even be worried about how you sound or how you speak. So that's a mindset piece, and probably one for another time. And if you're struggling with this, by the way, the recent £99 sort of specials that I've been offering, people have been using those to help specifically with things like that. They've been really helpful. Feedback's been immense, really clear. I've got so much more clarity and I know what to say, how to articulate it. Oh my gosh, I've got so much content I can share now, that kind of thing. So, first fear is about putting yourself out there. That's a head thing that needs to be removed so that you can clearly answer the question about how long a video or webinar should be. So here are a few tips that I'm going to share with you in order to distinguish that, because if there was one stock answer, everybody would be hosting a webinar on one specific date at one specific time for a specific length of time, and that's not true. The truth is, it depends on your industry. It depends on who your audience are. So if, for example, you're Joe Wicks doing, PE with Joe, you're not going to do it at 11:30 at night when all the kids are asleep. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Sounds obvious when I say it, right? So start with the end in mind. First nugget, start with the end in mind. And by that, I mean, what's the actual outcome that you want as a result of this? So do you want to educate somebody? Do you want to inspire them in some way? Do you want to motivate them to take some sort of action? Do you want to give them a peek behind the scenes? What do you want to do? So start with the end in mind. The most common answer to that question is, well, I want to do this, 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 this. Well, what's the one thing that's going to make the biggest difference? Okay, so start with that. Then the other thing to not think about is, don't think about, oh, but I've never done this before and I don't think I'm very good at it and all of that, because that's all about you. And when you make it all about you, it actually doesn't matter what you say to your audience. It will just go over their head, because there'll be something that they're detecting, something that they're picking up. But the third, and I think the most important thing in this context, is this. Depending on your audience, it might be better for you to make lots of short things, short videos, short webinars that they can go and binge watch again and again. If people binge watch Netflix, they go to the cinema and watch a film for anything between like an hour to 3 hours, then why shouldn't they watch what you've got to say? The ugly truth here is that if people are clicking off your videos and clicking off your webinars, for whatever reason you're not holding their attention, don't make it about you, but make it about the content. Are you giving very generic stuff that people could just find out by accident or quite easily, or are you sharing really juicy nuggets? So one way to go is short, so that they can watch those short, sharp series or binge watch at their own convenience. Or the other thing is, if you make the subject compelling enough, maybe your webinar is like a masterclass style webinar and it's 3 hours long. I have hosted 3-day online events. In fact, the first one I hosted was in 2014. It was a 3-day, 9 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, and on 2 of the nights there were extra segments. So the first night there was an extra training that went on till 9 o'clock at night, and on the second day there was another kind of mastermind piece that went on a bit later on that evening too. Point in case was that many of those people watched the whole thing. So if you haven't got your your words right, or you haven't articulated what you want to say, and I don't mean about enunciation or pronouncing anything properly or in any way, your people won't really care about that. They won't care that I'm making this video for you on LinkedIn while sat in my kitchen, because the truth is, even if lockdown wasn't on, I would still be making a video here. You get to see a bit about who I am. I like it here. I feel happy doing videos here, and hopefully that is conveyed in what I do. There's no teleprompter, so I'm not speaking to you like this and being slightly odd. There's no special lighting. Why? Because I wanted to get this message out to you. I don't want you to be worried about putting out videos and webinars. I don't want you to be invisible and hiding. I don't want you to make videos that sit on your phone or on your computer and never see the light of day. I don't want you to feel worried about what people are thinking about you as you put yourself out there. I don't want you to worry about if people are judging you. I just want you to put great content out there. So the truth of the matter is, optimum length for a video or webinar, short and sharp or long, but either way, make it uber engaging. Make it really engaging so that people want to listen and hear exactly what you've got to say. If you've got other questions about video, or you know that you want to get out there, maybe you've been doing video for a long time and you're not sure how to position it in the market right now, maybe you're a bit nervous and you want a bit more confidence on camera, then have a look back through my feed and have a look for the 99 offer. I've only got a number of those places that I'm going to make available at any one time. And to work with me just for 60 minutes would normally be a lot more than that, about £250 as a minimum. So if that's something you want to take advantage of and put your work out there, not post-pandemic, but now when people actually need you, don't wait, don't hesitate. Send me a message on this page and I will most happily send you the details so that you can book that session. So I'd love to hear underneath this post, which webinars are you going to be running, or video content are you going to be putting out there, or have you had any bad experiences? What made you jump off, switch off? Let me know. I'd love to know. Bye for now.